Well, I'm getting the thumbs up, so that means we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? I'm Jeff Kiesel. This is my live Q&A with Kiesel Guitars, and we're going to hang out and talk about guitars for this hour. If you're new to these lives, what I typically will do is I will show off a customer guitar, show off a couple of guitars maybe. I have a deal of the hour, special pricing on a guitar for the 1 hour while we're live. And this week I actually have a top where I'm going to offer up a top at a special price for the hour. And then my favorite thing, I spin the wheel of death over here and hope and pray that it doesn't land on story time and do whatever the hell it says, all while trying to entertain you and answer your questions, whether they're guitar related or just in general. So while I am flapping my jaw over here, why don't you start typing some comments in below? Well, I think I'm going to kick it off first with something that is very new. So yesterday, if you missed our live unveiling, this is the Lightspeed. It is a headless version of our Hyperdrive that was released later last year. There's a Hyperdrive right here, a customer guitar that I'm going to show off in a minute. This is one of the newest Lightspeeds. It has a swamp ash body. Swamp ash top. It is a neck through with a maple neck. Has a black raw tone finish, giving that awesome, very textured swamp ash grain showing through the black. Love this little KRG logo. KRG means Kiesel Racing Green, which happens to match my race car that's been painted this color since 2007. KRG pickups as well. And these ones are 1.5 inch scale. So even though it looks small and compact, still a full-size guitar. Because they're neck through, you have great access all the way to the 24th fret, thanks to this little bevel here. There's a stylish bevel down here that allows for easy access of the tuning machines. It gives it a really cool look. These guitars are also available with tremolos or in multi-scale configurations. They feature a flush mount jack, the two strap positions there, and they sit nice in your lap. So even if you're not going to, play on a stage or play a show or have band practice, if you're just chilling on your couch, got your beer in one hand, remote in the other, it's going to sit in your lap. You can just sit here forever, and it's not a problem at all. So great balanced guitar. These do not have the counterweight that we put in the Hyperdrive, because with the Hyperdrive having the headstock, you have some of that extra neck dive, and so the counterweight really helps balance it. So this is kind of the twin brother to the Type X, kind of the flipped version of the Type X. Not exactly, of course, because it's its own thing, but a very cool guitar nevertheless. 3-way toggle switch, a volume with a pull-up coil splitter. What that does for you is it's going to put your pickups in a true single coil mode. The great thing about that, by having a 3-way toggle and the splitter, is you actually get 6 positions. You'll get the humbucking, both neck and bridge, and dual when it's in the middle. And then, of course, when you pull up, you're splitting everything. So that's really the position you get by having a 3-way with a toggle, with a push-pull, is you get dual humbucking, which are standard guitars with 5-way switches. We don't do dual humbucking. We do dual split. So that way it's basically humbucking, because when you're splitting 2 coils, they're still humbucking together, but you still get that split coil sound. So that is the latest and greatest, the newest one. We have a couple more new ones floating around. I'll show off this one really quick, this 7-string. Loving this one. Still probably my favorite one to come out of the shop. It was an earlier one, so it has a strap button actually right here, even though we have moved it to help improve tuning and things like that. But you can see this beautiful silver sparkle with a aqua blue cali. And I just love the way our sparkle finishes are. I think we have the freshest sparkles in the industry. We have some trade secrets that we've done that nobody else is actually doing on the sparkles to give us the amount of pop and depth that we have in our sparkle finishes. These are available in multiple colors, burst, fades, pretty much whatever you can think of. And I'm going to get into my deal of the hour, which happens to be a Lightspeed. So if anybody's interested in this particular Lightspeed, we can ship it out as soon as tomorrow. It has a swamp ash body that's been antique ash treated, has a raw tone finish, tongue oiled neck, 14-inch fretboard radius, where standard on these is actually a 20, like the Vader. So it's got a 14-inch fretboard radius. It has a rosewood fretboard, abalone dot inlays. Standard pickups are the lithiums. That's what this guy has. Drop shadow silver logo. And it had one more option, I think, that I'm missing. Oh, it has the trem on it. So it is a tremolo equipped. 25.5-inch scale. Let's flip it around so you guys can see the beautiful backside. This guy is going to go for $1,800 with a case shipped right to your door. So it's a savings of about $150. Not my typical huge savings on a, like a weekly live like this, but it's a brand new model, which I've actually never released the model and said, hey, you can buy one. So trying something different, letting you guys that are really excited about it claim the very first ones that are coming out of the shop. So here it is. So if you want that, how you make that happen is you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call 858 Guitars, get one of my very friendly custom shop experts and say, I want that deal of the hour. Now, the reason why it's called deal of the hour is the deal is only good while we're live. So you don't have that much time, and I guarantee you there's other people thinking about this guitar right there. So don't miss out on not only a great deal, get your name called out on the live, and you're getting a brand new model that everybody else can have to wait 12 to 16 weeks to place their custom order. So go. And then here is my top. And you do not have to get a Lightspeed, but I did pick this top out because I think it would make a great Lightspeed Buckeye top. This top is a 5A Buckeye. Normal Buckeye is just regular 4A, is $600. 5A is an additional $200. So normally it's an $800 top. I'm letting this exact top go for $500. So anybody that wants this top, is going to be very happy with it, because once we put the finish on it, all this depth and this grain is really going to pop out. You're going to see the deep grays, all this creamy quilt-like Buckeye is going to really jump out at you. This is just in the rough, basically just sawn state. It's been right off of our lumber mill here. We haven't even sanded it. There's no oil applied to it. So once those kinds of things happen, it's really going to jump out. I just don't have the kind of time to put into sanding all these tops ahead of time and oiling them, because we are so backed up with orders. So I'd rather put the time and effort into getting the orders completed rather than sanding tops to try to put them on a special sale. So once again, this is our top of the hour, $500, normally $800. And on that note, I think I'm ready for some questions. Oh no, I'm not. Damn it, I forgot about this. I knew I was forgetting something. This is a customer's Hyperdrive. This is for Matthew Milligan. We had a due date of 2/11, which we are a little late on it. Not super late, but damn, this thing's hot. I mean, I haven't seen one like this, Jess. I mean, you take a lot of pictures. Have you seen anything like this yellow on a poplar with a roasted fretboard?
No, it really stuck out. I took pictures of this morning because I was just like, damn.
Yeah. It absolutely blew my mind when I saw it. Gorgeous guitar. I love all the flames going on in this poplar burl, which you don't get that super often, so that's a really cool thing. Swamp ash body, walnut neck, got that black raw tone on there. Of course, the reverse headstock, loving that. Just a great guitar. Great specs on this. I mean, this is something, just ties in so well. The yellow with the walnut, with the black. It's just such a clean look. You know, I always try to tell people don't cram too much into one thing, and I think this guy did a great job at not doing that, not cramming too much. Kind of got three main colors going to work here. The yellow ties back in with the gold here. The gold pole piece is the gold logo. And then, of course, the creaminess, or the roasted, I should say, of that fretboard tying in there, and then the black and the walnut giving your other two colors. And the black hardware is just super sexy. So good job, Matthew Milligan. Way to go on your specs. I wouldn't have thought of this, but damn, honestly, I'm gonna be something rare, and I wouldn't change a thing on this guitar as is. I think it's really cool. You did great. I'm not gonna be like the rest of the internet. Well, it'd only be cool if it had. I'd like it if only. So if you're that guy, don't be that guy. Just be happy for Matthew. That's his guitar. That's his baby. He's excited about it. That's how he wanted it spec'd out. Go Matthew. And what do we got?
Tony Kim, Jeff, when is your next walkthrough?
I don't know. It's hard. We have new employees here in the shop. We're training new people, and we have more staff than we've ever had. And so it's hard, to do these shop walks, because as we fill more stations, it's harder to walk through, more fluid. Everybody's very focused trying to get things done. And when I walk through, people are looking like I'm doing a live, and they're kind of like, hey, what's Jeff doing over there? Versus if I'm just over there working on guitars. So it's a little distracting. I'm trying to keep everybody focused. I've been, working on this light speed for some time now too. I don't know. We got to do some shop walks. We keep talking about it, and I think we need to make it happen.
Ralph is asking, is the showroom open yet?
The showroom is only open for orders. So if you want to do an order in person, it's the only way it's open. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Just to be honest with you, we are totally busy. We have, more work than we can keep up with. And, having that risk of people just coming in and picking up every guitar, having other people come in right after them and try another guitar. Just trying to, avoid those types of things.
Is the Lightspeed online?
Lightspeed is actually online. The multi-scale versions you don't see here because we're still finishing the paint jobs and things like that. We did all the testing with raw ones, just raw wood guitars, made changes. And that's actually why we went to the flush mount jacks on them, is because the multi-scales needed that. And I didn't want to do non-flush mount on regular and flush mount on multi-scale. It's just confusing for my guys. So we did end up changing all the models over to flush mount.
Justin Lubers is asking, can I request a flamed walnut neck for an upcharge?
What's up, Justin? We can do that for you, brother.
Do you guys take trade-in Kiesels for a discount on a new build?
We don't, no. But the used market is pretty hot right now, so I'd recommend throwing a listing up on Reverb. Should have no problem selling that. Especially with our stock being so low. I think we're down to about 50 instruments.
Have you ever done wood bobbins for pickups?
Do them all the time, yeah.
Frank Chase is wondering, what's the difference between the Hyperdrive and Lightspeed?
Headstock. I'm gonna be a smart ass.
Zachary is asking, is Jack Daniels of War of Ages still a Kiesel artist?
He is, yeah.
Can we order a racing stripe as a custom finish? Could the racing stripe be transparent to expose the wood beneath?
Depends. Call my guys.
Mike Slater, does a natural finish guitar get finished quicker?
Not necessarily.
What is the most affordable Kiesel you have in stock, and how much does it cost?
I don't know what we have in stock, but you're welcome to take a look. KieselGuitars.com and click the In Stock tab at the top, and you can figure that out. Our base prices, though, are about $11.99.
How are guitar shops able to produce jazz-based models without legal ramifications from Fender?
That's a great question. Fender didn't trademark anything. So if you don't trademark anything, you have nothing to go after. So you've heard a lot of that talk, like Gibson going after people for the Les Paul that they never registered, or they registered 15 years late. Doesn't do any good. So when we do a new design, including like the Lightspeed and Hyperdrive, those are patent pending. So, hi, sweetheart. You can come in. What's going on?
What are you doing?
I'm live. You want to come say hi to everybody? I don't think I've seen Kayla move that fast before. That was awesome. Kayla, what, come on in. You can come in. What you doing, baby? My daughter.
Let's see, what would happen if you received a non-returnable item that was damaged during shipping?
That would be something you definitely talk to the service department about, and we got to make that right. Non-returnable means that we put an option on it that we're not allowing a return because of maybe it's not as popular, it's limited supply, something to that effect. But if it arrived damaged, we have to get the guitar to you undamaged. So that's really our battle with FedEx. That's not your problem. It's really our problem. So call my guys.
George is asking, what tone wood combination, including the fretboard, would give you the best sustain on a neck through Aries?
A neck through Aries is already going to have a ton of sustain. I would honestly pick what you like cosmetically the best. For neck, I would go with a walnut neck. They sustain amazing. And then if it's really a concern, a ebony fretboard. And then after that, just pick what you want, to be honest.
Would that look on the Hyperdrive look good on a Zeus?
Absolutely would look good on a Zeus. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, baby?
I got a Joe that wants that top.
Joe wants that top.
Yeah, for an Osiris 8-string.
Osiris 8-string. What's Joe's last name, Flock?
I don't know yet.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Look at that sales guy fail.
Yeah.
Joe, awesome. Way to go. Flock, the code is TW31.
I got an email.
$500.
Cool.
Sold to
Perfect.
Joe for an Osiris 8-string. Just let the guys know in the
Yeah.
phone sales room so they don't sell it. Top gone.
Lars is asking, Jeff, have you ever considered carbon fiber inlays?
I haven't. That would actually be pretty cool. I think the concern would be anybody that's never worked with carbon fiber. I've worked with it a lot on race car stuff. And you have a very thin amount of what they call like a gel coat or a clear coat. So you don't have a lot of room to sand down. And when you put an inlay in, you put the inlay in the fretboard, they stick up and you sand it down in radius. Well, if the carbon fiber doesn't have a lot of clear buildup, you're going to sand into the carbon layers and then you're going to expose the weave and it's just not going to look good. So I think your idea is really cool. I don't know that any inlays exist that would be with enough clear coat built up to where you can sand them down and not eat into the carbon fiber itself. So great idea.
How does the neck on the Lightspeed compare to an HH2 with a thinner neck profile?
So an HH2 is going to have a similar thickness as a standard Lightspeed once the Holdsworth is thinned out, but it's not the same profile. It is a different neck.
Do you know Cole Rowland personally?
I do. He's a great person. Hell of a person, actually.
Tim is wondering, do you know why Jason Becker wanted a bolt-on over a neck through for the yin yang?
That's what he requested. I don't know what the reasoning was, but that's what he asked me for. That's what he wanted.
Any news on a left-handed multi-scale Thanos base?
No, the left-handed multi-scale hardware doesn't exist. So it's not just the Thanos base. There's no left-handed multi-scale hardware for bases. And really, it boils down to I'd have to spend about $5 to $10 grand to tool up for the bases just for the hardware. Not even talking my programming, in-house programming stuff here, to sell maybe 5 a year. It's just I can't do that. I can't go throwing money out the window to try to make everybody happy. Being such a niche thing. Bass, we don't do as many basses. Multi-scale, it's probably split. But left-handed multi-scale headless bass, we just don't do it. We wouldn't do enough of them to make it worth it. It'd take me probably 10 years to recoup my money, and that's just not a good business practice.
Is it possible to put a custom logo on the neck?
We don't do any custom inlays or custom logos.
Eric is wondering, hey Jeff, how are you liking the feel of the Limba neck on your Hyperdrive?
It's been hanging on the wall a lot, so I don't know, to be honest with you. I've been busy in the shop, headphones in, and been putting a lot of time in to the shop. So just really trying to get caught up. You guys have been amazing, not just keeping the shop here busy, but really keeping me busy. And it's been good for me, to be that busy. Takes my mind and focuses on something so positive, and it's awesome. I enjoy every minute working on your guys' guitars. That literally is my favorite thing to do. Listen to really cool music. A lot of music I listen to happen to be Kiesel artists. I think a lot of you guys are like, you see me post on my story or something, you're like, oh, you only post Kiesel artists? No, I don't. I post other artists, but I happen to listen to these bands. And then, fortunately, I've been able to work with them after listening to them and being a big fan. So, I'm not doing anything gimmicky like, oh, I'm only going to post this. I post other artists once in a while. I just don't listen to that many other bands that aren't Kiesel artists.
Jacob is asking, Jeff, I've heard you mention estimated completion dates before. I placed an order 4 weeks ago, but haven't heard anything. Where would I learn my estimated completion date?
Well, so estimated completion date is 12 to 16 weeks from when you placed your order. So that's really it. You're not going to get anything better than that, to be completely honest with you. So if you're 4 weeks in, truly 4 weeks in, because a lot of times guys will say I'm 4 weeks in, and then you actually look and it's like, oh, it's been 16 days. And so you're like a week and 2 days in. But whatever the date is, you could put that in your calendar and then scroll down 12 full weeks to 16 weeks, and that's an estimate. That's the estimated time we're going to be finished with it. Not a guaranteed time. We don't do any status checks at all. I'm telling this to everybody listening. If we ran around and did status checks, I'd have to charge at least $150 more for every guitar. I would have to quote probably an extra 3 weeks on every guitar, and nobody wants that. At the end of the day, we want to get you the guitar as soon as possible, because honestly, I want you to love the guitar, and I want you to get another one. Just being honest.
Anything new for bass guitars this year?
No.
Mike is wondering, why is there no careers link on your webpage? Just curious. I would love to apply.
Because we don't do any applications online, because we would get hundreds a week, and it's just not something that we can have the manpower to push through and read all of those. We do in-person applications and in-person interviews. That's it. No Zoom interviews, none of that. We're old school. We want somebody that is serious enough to come down here and fill out the app. And if you're too far away, no problem. We'll get somebody local. That's just where we're at.
My friend told me not to put my Aries by my window because the color will fade. Seems fine so far, so is that true?
What part of your Aries? But yeah, you don't want anything in indirect sunlight. If it's by the window and the sun is not shining on it, I have guitars by my window and they look brand new. You can't tell. I have a Aries from 2016, one of the very first ones. Color treated board, Purple Heart neck, fire finish. Looks brand new like day one. And I got all kinds of light coming in, no direct light, no light actually hitting it, no sun hitting it, no sun angle, but all kinds of light. I got all kinds of guitars that are all getting, light from a window.
In the Lightspeed launch video, is that white on the guitar?
I don't know. It's either white or diamond pearl white. I don't remember.
Joe Brooks is wondering, how would Blueburst Caliburst over the $500 Buckeye look? I guess it's gone now.
Well, it's gone anyway, Joe. It's on sale now, as Brandon would say. I think it would look really good. I recommend when people are going to do Calibursts over Buckeye, I recommend lighter colors typically, like an aqua, a trans black. And I know black sounds dark, but you can still see through the trans black pretty good. Even the green, like the moss green, looks pretty cool. Those types of colors, red. You start getting into the purples, you can't really see through them. The darker blues, you can't really see through them. But if you're looking at a blue, Carstairs blue would be cool, or the aqua.
Do Hyperdrives and Lightspeeds have a push-pull knob? It doesn't say that on the website.
They do. Yeah, they do coil splitting. So if you see a 5-way switch on it, then no. You see a blade style switch, then no. But if it has the toggle, yes. they do have a push-pull. I'll have to get my web guy to update that.
JJ is asking, hey Jeff, if you could wake up tomorrow and be a member of any band, past or present, who would it be?
Oh shit. I don't know, that's a rough one. I don't know. I mean, one of my favorite bands is the Deftones. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I always said playing drums in No Doubt would be a lot of fun. I don't know. Seems like a good gig. High paying gig too. You know, and you got all kinds of techs and all that stuff. I don't know. It's a really good question. I like that one.
Kelvin is asking, will a vintage style bridge ever be offered on headless models?
No, there's nothing that exists. So no plans for that.
What is the lead time for a JB numbers guitar?
We're quoting 12 to 16 weeks regardless of the guitar. It doesn't matter if it's a basic guitar or a more advanced. As far as options, we're quoting 12 to 16 weeks. And we're trying to, you know, under promise and over deliver, right? So we're trying to get everybody below that, but not everybody's going to fall below it. Some people are going to take longer. Like we just saw on this Hyperdrive here. That one took longer. You know, we're late 3.5 weeks on that.
Troy is asking, do you have an example of the case for the Lightspeed? I love pointy guitars but hate big cases.
They all come in a soft case, and it's the same case that our regular guitars come in. So our SC10, if you're familiar with our regular guitar line.
Hey Jeff, couple questions about the Lightspeed. Can you get other pickup configurations besides HH, like HSS or SS? And also, can you get a 5-way blade switch?
Yes and yes.
When did you come up with headless guitars?
Our first one dates back to 2012.
If I have a Kiesel credit card and my friend wants to make an order, can he use my card to fund the order?
No, you'd have to place the order and then charge your buddy. You know, that's between you and him, but it's your card, like any credit card. I mean, we can't let you give your buddy your credit card. So place the order for him, and sounds like he's good for it, and he'll pay you.
Jojo is asking, Jeff, can we get a spruce or cedar top on a chambered Zeus?
Yeah, you can.
Have you ever put black sparkle only on the sides?
I think Black Magic Metallic maybe, which is a similar look.
Derek is asking, if I want P90s in a carved top, do you supply them or do we send them in?
You send those in. Now, any P90 request, you have to send the pickups in. We don't actually have a P90. It's something we want to work on in the next year or two, but we don't have one currently.
Alberto is asking, are all bodies the same thickness? If not, which one is the thickest?
The thickest is going to be our Andy James with an Evertune. The Aries with an Evertune. Anything with an Evertune is going to be the thickest. And they're not all the same.
Who is your favorite fret dresser, and why did you pick Nick Jensen?
Dang. That's got to be Nick on there. Man, I mean, we have some great talented people. You know, we have Nick is amazing. And I typically, when I have something that I need done, I take it right to Nick. And the reason why is he's very thorough, does an amazing job, always has a great attitude, very rarely misses any time. But, you know, I have Eduardo's been with us for, he helped train me fret dress when I was 16. That gives you an idea, back in 95. Michael is awesome. Aaron is awesome. Chris McDonald, I mean, all my guys are really good. You know, I don't have any weak links. You know, some guys are better at things than others. You know, Nick does a lot more of the complex stuff, as well as Michael. But Michael gets busy running our machines too, our CNC machines, keeping up on that. So, yeah, got a bunch of great talented people here.
Christopher is wondering, when can we order a similar hand-done blood paint job like Dan Jacobs recently built?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Stay tuned for that one.
Hey Jeff, if I were willing to pay the programming fee, would I be able to get 22 frets on a Hyperdrive?
No, yeah, I don't. That's not a easy programming fee thing. Like when we have pickups and we have to adjust pickups, that's doesn't take a super abundant amount of time. But what you're asking for is a custom neck, reshaping the whole entire body. The body can't stay the same once you go to a 22 fret. It has to change. You don't want to know what the fee for that would be, just to be honest.
Does an oil-based finish guitar stand up to conditions near the beach? I want the bare wood look for my videos, but want it protected from the Hawaiian Ocean.
It's like anything, if you take care of it, you're not just like leaving it out on the porch or the deck where the salt water and air can get to it. Anything can hold up. Wiping it down, keeping it in the case is what I would recommend if you have a very salty environment. Dang, he said salty. It'll be fine if you put the effort in.
Is it possible to order an AJ2 with a roasted maple neck as option 50?
You can get a roasted maple neck, yeah.
What is the upcharge for a burled walnut top on a Zeus?
I don't know what the price for burled walnut is. You have to call my guys. They have it. It's on a sheet that I gave them a long time ago, and we update the prices every once in a while. But I want to say 400, but I could be wrong.
What is your favorite bodywood to pair with a walnut neck?
Swamp Ash has such a versatile look, but probably mahogany still.
Lewis is wondering, why is raw tone not available on some woods like Ziricote?
Because we need to seal Ziricote better. We need even more protection for the wood. And really, raw tone was created by us for Swamp Ash. And we found that it does well on Limba, does well on walnut, can do well on mahogany, doesn't do good on alder. So there's some woods that we just don't want to do it on because we want you to be happy.
Can I order a Type X 6-string with no neck pickup?
Absolutely.
MK_DTD says that they ordered a Kiesel today.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Eric is wondering, will we see a Lightspeed in 8?
No plans to do that. I built one and it had a lot of neck dive, so I decided not to offer it. And the market isn't that big. We have the Type X, which by having that upper bout, and the Type X come up here, it's going to balance a lot better. So I'm going to steer you guys towards the Type X. If you want something with this type of look and style and a headless, we do offer the Type X as an 8-string.
Are part of the proceeds for the Becker models still going to him, specifically
Absolutely.
for the numbers?
Absolutely. All of the Beckers, yeah. Any and all of the Beckers that you guys buy, part of the proceeds go directly to Jason and his family.
Is a no bevel Aries a special request?
Nope, we offer that. The only thing we don't offer is a neck through no bevel Aries. We don't do that. We do the regular original Aries with or without the bevel. And it's no charge.
Quentin is wondering, is there such thing as master grade rosewood? And if so, what would be some attributes?
I don't have an abundant supply of rosewood. I would call master grade my Cocobolo rosewood. And it's just similar to rosewood. It feels the same, but it's got a different aesthetic. It's just going to be prettier.
Marky is asking, I called your guys and asked for a carved top bass. They said no. How come?
Because we don't offer it. We are a custom shop, but we don't just do any and all requests. So, even though maybe a band is a cover band, they're not going to cover every song out there, right? So for us, we're a custom shop. You have to pick one of our shapes. We don't make a carved top bass. So you select one of our bases and then select the options we have, which we have thousands of options, and we'll build you a custom bass within those parameters.
What combination of woods should I get for the lightest guitar possible?
It's always going to be a swamp ash top, swamp ash body, chambered, mahogany neck, and a maple fingerboard. Those are going to make the lightest weight combo possible, and depending on the configuration, roasting the neck and fretboard will even make it lighter.
Brian is wondering, is it possible to have a kill switch installed on custom builds?
Absolutely, yeah.
Evan is asking, does the Lightspeed come in acoustic?
No.
What is the newest 4-string bass model?
The newest 4-string bass would be the Dustin Davidson, the DD4. We released in December, was that? I think it was about December we released that bass.
Roger Torres, if you prepay the entire amount, when your guitar is done, will it ship the same day?
Most of the time, yes. Yeah, not all the time. The guitar could come out of final buffing and the bell's ringing and there's no time to clean it and tech it that day. So there's no guarantee it's going to ship the same day, but on average, it's going to ship faster than if it's a charge balance, because we don't charge the balance of the guitar until the guitar is ready to ship. And then it goes in the back room, paperwork goes up front, paperwork might not come back for a day or two. There's times when we get so busy inputting orders, we don't have enough time to charge the balances because we can't get all the orders entered. That's just how it goes. So yeah, paying your guitar ahead of time, prepaying it or paying it off early will ensure that it's going to ship the quickest possible. Now, we're not going to look through the orders and say, we're only going to ship these ones that are prepaid. We don't do that. Or finish the ones that are prepaid. We don't do that. So it's not going to make it get done faster. It's just going to ship faster.
Hey Jeff, is it possible if I opt out of the counterweight on my Hyperdrive to add a tone knob?
Well, the tone knob has nothing to do with the counterweight. They're not two totally different ends of the body. You can add a tone knob. It's just very tight. There's not a lot of room there. The knobs are going to be very compressed. I don't recommend it. You're going to be kind of fumbling around trying to find volume and tone and not have enough separation, in my opinion. And yes, you can opt out of the counterweight. It's something we don't charge to remove it, but it does make the guitar non-returnable.
I see a white grain pattern on my walnut neck. Is that due to aging or a natural state of the wood?
That's a very vague question. I'm sorry. I can't possibly answer that without seeing a picture of it.
Hector Nacho is wondering if he can see the deal of the day again.
Yeah, what's up? Give Flockers a call. We got a beautiful raw tone antique ash, swamp ash body. Gorgeous grain on the back. Quarter-sawn neck. And when I spec'd it out earlier, it came to over $1,900 plus case plus shipping. So deal of the hour is $1,800 with case and with shipping. So pretty cool. And rosewood fretboard, something a little different. Wanted to, I put all these builds in for the Lightspeeds and just wanted to have enough variety for them. But some of them I had in mind for specific people like Stevie T, Toby Morelli. Those guys are going to be getting Lightspeeds, so look to see what they get.
Santiago is asking, is it possible to get a Mark Kugo signature with an Evertune?
It's not. No. Mark plays with the trem, and at that point it's not a Mark Kubo. It's also a neck through, which we don't put Evertunes on our neck throughs. The closest you can get to that is by getting an Aries with the bevel delete, and it'd be the closest you can get to that with an Evertune.
I've had a guitar on order for 18 weeks now. Are you behind on some orders?
We are. Yep. Yeah, definitely check your calendar, check your dates. I know I get my dates crossed too. Sometimes I think something's been 4 weeks and it's literally been 2. It's COVID right now. Being home so much, just time is taking longer. So we were also closed for 2 weeks during Christmas. So when we're quoting that time, the 12 to 16 weeks, it's working weeks. And we weren't working for 2 of those weeks. So it sounds like you're still on schedule, even if it is at 18 for 16-week delivery. And hopefully it'll be finishing up any day now.
Laz Novak, how dark can a dark roasted maple board get, and will it look cool with a walnut neck?
Yeah, it'll look cool with the walnut neck. It depends. Typically, the bird's eye tends to roast in a little darker. It's a little softer wood than the standard maple. But yeah, it looks cool. I like the walnut necks with the roasted boards. I prefer that over a roasted neck with the roasted board, to be honest.
David is asking, do you guys use treble bleed circuits?
We have. It's not standard, but we have. The little cap you're probably talking about.
If a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much would a woodchuck chuck wood?
Lots of it. All over the place.
Jason is asking, do you think a pink to purple fade Arctic would look cool on a burled maple top?
The purple fade Arctic. I think that would be really cool, but it's definitely not for a burl top. Burl tends to be a darker color, like more of a creamy, light brown. And I think for the pink to purple to work really good, like what you're wanting, it needs to be a flame maple top. So it'd be something I'd be willing to do for you, but you'd have to switch the top out to either flame or quilt. I wouldn't do it on a burl because I don't think it's going to come out as good as it should, to be honest.
Can I order a 5 or 4 string guitar?
No.
Can we get Arctic finish with different body woods than ash, like limbo?
Absolutely.
Phil is asking, do you have any plans to release the plans you don't plan to release?
Love it. That's awesome. No plans to release the plans that I don't plan to release. Give these other guitar companies ideas.
David is asking, I'm 11 working weeks into my build. Do you know if you have picked out a master grade top for a lefty DC 127 recently?
Dude, I don't know, brother. To be completely honest, I pick out master grade tops all day long. I pick out a lot of them. And I look at the spec, get everything laid out, look at the options, look at the colors, pick the right wood, trace it out, and I move on. I don't look at the names. I just don't. I don't know. I can't answer that, to be completely honest with you.
Can you make a guitar out of stone?
No. Sure, anything's possible, but we won't. How about that?
Adam is wondering, does the Lightspeed have an arm cutaway? If not, can I request one?
It does not, and no, you cannot request one.
What type of guitar would you recommend for jazz?
That's jazz is, especially if you're getting into the fusion style, it's such a versatile thing, and you can use so many guitars. Typically, guys like semi-hollows, typically 22 frets because they want to get that neck pickup up in that sweet spot. But our Delos can do jazz pretty well, the 22 fret version. Our solos can, SH550, 22 fret Aries. I would just really, for jazz, in my opinion, I would focus on 22 frets. I think that's really key because so much of jazz is the neck pickup. And by removing those last 2 frets, it's a big deal pushing that neck pickup further up. It just really fattens up that tone and gives you that jazz-like tone. Chambering the body will help on a semi-hollow. Things like that would be really cool.
How will we know when our guitar is ready to ship?
You'll get email tracking.
Ryan Maines, hey Jeff, have you ever used AVM single saddles on any multi-scale builds?
What's up, Ryan? I have not. Nope, just the hip shot.
Tim is asking, with Fender removing Swamp Ash from their common guitar lineup, do you think that Kiesel will follow suit?
As long as I can keep getting it, no. But if I can't keep getting it, then I will obviously have to remove it and hold it for just more expensive builds. To be honest, I do see Swamp Ash going up in price at some point. So anybody that's wanting one, I do think you need to take advantage of it. I try to be as transparent with you guys as possible. I try not to do any increases until the middle part of the year. So I do my increase at the beginning of the year, and then typically I have another one middle of the year. I do think Swamp Ash is going to be part of that July 1 price increase. I've held off as long as I can. I probably should even increase it now, but I'm not going to. I'll probably wait till July 1.
Will Caliburst ever be a non-custom finish?
It's still a non-custom finish, it's just not on our builder. But it's still something you can return a guitar with a Caliburst. That's not a non-returnable option.
Trevor is wondering, would Mark's singles match well with M12 SDs in an HSS configuration?
No, it won't, to be honest.
Dominic is asking, can I get a 27-inch scale Vader with a trim?
27-inch scale Vader with a trim. I think we did do a 7 recently. Yeah, we did do a 7 recently.
What is the best wood for your guitars?
Depends on your what tone wood you're looking for. I would say, swamp ash is great unless you're putting tops on guitars. Then maple and mahogany. Yeah.
Michael is wondering, what guitar would you recommend as my first Kiesel? I prefer Strat styles.
Probably our Delos or our HD or Headless Delos. A lot of people are really getting a kick out of our Headless version of a popular Strat style.
Is the new Jason Becker Yin Yang a full floating trim?
Yeah, it's a Floyd Rose with the locking nut system.
Can you get a Floyd Rose on a Hyperdrive, and then can you get it on a 7-string Hyperdrive?
You can get it on a 6-string Hyperdrive, but we do not offer 7-string Floyd Roses. We only offer the Kiesel trim in 7-string.
Joe Brooks is wondering, how much is a quilted fretboard and a quilt top?
I don't know, Joe. You'll have to call the guys. I don't remember those prices off the top of my head. We just don't do enough of them for me to remember. And so I'm getting the spinny wheel. Yeah, let's see what we got here. All right. No story time.
That thing goes.
Damn, that thing is going. Fuck! Son of a bitch! Oh, man. All right, story time. Shit, I don't know. Someone give me a topic.
Maybe like an accidental discovery in the custom shop that became a cool option.
Accidental discovery in the custom shop that became a cool option.
You had that one ready, how's that?
I didn't.
That's a good one, but I can't think of like an accidental discovery. I mean, I did a lot of experimenting early on. I mean, I can tell you guys about like probably a cool one is, it's short, but I was working on the antique ash and, trying different things and trying to get this look. And I loved how they were looking. I was really excited about it. And I remember showing my dad, and he's just like, that's ugly. Why are you doing that? And, Rob, our woodshop foreman, was like, man, you're ruining that swamp ash, And all the different guys in the shop were just like shaking their heads at me that I'm ruining this beautiful swamp ash with this look. That is one of our most popular options now. But, that, I guess, would be an accidental discovery. I was on purposely trying to get this look, and it became a very popular option, and you see it in a lot of custom shops. So, it just goes to show that, you got to put your head down and tune other people out at times, and just try doing your thing and seeing if you can have success. I know throughout my life I've done that a lot. And a lot of times, ironically, the naysayers or the haters are my biggest inspirations, because it's like, oh yeah, you don't think I can do that, huh? It makes me like dig in, and I get the attitude, I'll show you. It's like the worst thing you can do to a guy like me, and I'm sure there's a lot of you like that, is doubt us or try to put a label on us or say you can't do something. Growing up, like, and going to school and stuff, my freshman year, I got, really good grades. I was in, a lot of honors classes. I scored in the top 98% for math. But then I realized, like, all my friends weren't in these classes. And so I started, like, taking Math B. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was way below what my capabilities were at the time. because my friends were in there. And then I started like, dicking around in school and not trying because I was having fun. My dad didn't want me to go to college. He wanted me just to jump right into the family business. So it's like, well, I don't need grades for any other reason. And I was working at the time, not quite full time when I was 16. By the time I was 18, I was working full time, even going to school. But my teachers, telling you you're not going to amount to anything, and it's like, who the hell are you to like, you're supposed to be this person of inspiration and trying to harness someone's creativity. It's like you see someone acting a certain way. I mean, you can take that as an opportunity to turn that person into something good, or just still try to encourage people, but just to tell someone they're just not going to amount to anything, it's just so wrong. Anyway, I don't know how I really got on that subject, but I guess it's the, working on a custom shop finish and someone kind of doubting you, or, not really giving you the positivity behind it. And, to this day, I love that finish. It's one of my favorite finishes. It's simple, it's elegant, it's very clean looking. And we do a tremendous amount of antique ash. It's one of our more popular finishes. You guys know, you guys see how many of them we do. And it's a hell of a look. And again, it keeps the cost down for you guys. And so that's a big struggle I've had, is trying to give you guys some really cool looks, like the raw tone finishes where they're, this black raw tone. Look at how sick this guitar is. And it's not a very expensive guitar. It's all it has option wise. Obviously it's got the swamp ash, but black and raw tone are no charge. You got $10 for the pickups. I think the logo's $20. You got, $30 for the Kiesel Racing Green options on this guitar. Not even the inlays, NIN, no inlays on this, no charge. And it's just such a clean look. So, it's neat for me to do these candy finishes, these real wild finishes, monster burst, fire finishes, and I enjoy doing them, but I also enjoy being able to do things for to accomplish more looks. And I'm trying to be mindful of you guys, and not everybody can drop $2,500 on a guitar, and I would say that's probably the majority of people can't do that. And so trying to make sure we build cool guitars that are professional playing guitars. People ask all the time, can't you make a guitar for $800? And the answer is no, I can't, because I can't put the kind of quality that I want to put into the guitar. It won't play like this. It won't have the fretwork. It won't have the neck stability. It won't have carbon fiber rods. And at the end of the day, I want you to finally get your hands on one of these and go, holy shit, it was worth the wait. I'd rather not sell you something now and have you save and wait and hopefully get into one and then go, man, that's what the hype is about. So that's really what it's all about, is building up the brand. We're all on the same page here. Everybody's working really hard in the custom shop and outside the custom shop. Our social media marketing team is doing a great job, from creating stuff to communicating with you guys to trying to post the right things for you guys to see, and I just have a great team around me. So it's been awesome. What do we have time for? Do we do speed questions? Are we out of time? Is that it? We're out of time. And look at that. Time flies when you're having fun. I did have a great time with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me today on this little bit special live where we're talking about a new model that we released yesterday. Go back and watch the video. They did a really good job launching the new model yesterday. It was kind of funny. We had a good time, very Star Wars themed. As I told the guys when I showed them the Lightspeed for the first time, guys, you can't have the Lightspeed without the Hyperdrive. So the Hyperdrive had to come first. So whether you're a fan of the original Hyperdrive or the new Headless Lightspeed, share it with your friends and call my guys.